they were in the army together.
Is that how they met?
They met in the army. Eric was not quite 18 in 1939. He was going to be 18 in the November, and he signed up in September. They met, and of course from Leicester they became very, very friendly, and that lasted throughout the war. But I think Eric was sent to Burma, and Arthur, I think, went to Germany. I'm not too sure on Arthur's.
Yeah.
But they got together again after the war, met up again, and then Eric decided to go to college to train to be a teacher. And he went to the, I've forgotten the name of it, Nelson Hall in Stafford, trained to be English, history and music. Then of course he got in touch with Arthur again, and I think it might have been Arthur's insistence that they should do something with drama, because Eric was mad keen about it. He took the elocution exams and also the drama board. He became an associate of the drama board. So they decided they were going to start their own drama group. They put in the advertisement something to this effect, that they were a new drama group was going to be formed. If there were any interested parties, would they reply to box number so and so. Well, at this time, being 17, I was madly in love with Laurence Olivier. And I thought, join the drama society, I can probably meet Laurence Olivier. So it said, I replied to the box number and said yes, I was interested. And I had this letter which is floating around somewhere. I'm really quite sad about it. Written in Eric's hand, saying that...
well, I've got a copy of that, which says, "Dear Madam."
Yes, it. Yes.
I have received your letter and note its contents. The response to our advert has been heavy, and you will appreciate it would be impossible to answer by post the numerous and varied letters of inquiry. In order to have a chat with all the interested people, a meeting's been arranged for next Thursday. This meeting will be held at the Trade Hall, St James Street.
That's the one.
Thursday the 3rd of November at 7:15. P.S. The Trade Hall, no political significance, can be reached. So
that really was the very beginning, and quite a few of the people that attended to that meeting stayed. Well, they didn't stay, they obviously wanted to join.
Great.
And they weren't just, oh, let's go and see what it's all about and then buzz off, you know. They joined. I mean, there was Marjorie Greasley, Max Callington, Les Palmer. I've got quite a few of the names, but I don't know whether they're still around. It's, you know, I don't know whether any of them ever contacted you. The ones who came soon after were such as Anne Waite,
yes,
who is now Porter, Rosemary and Alan Marston. I think they joined about a couple of years after.
Yes.
Ken and Barbara Gins.
yes.
But at the very, very beginning, there were just those who were in the 1950s, See How They Run.
Yes.
Marjorie Greasley was a fantastic actress.
Yes.
Now I know she's died.
Did she know Arthur and Eric before?
No, not until the meeting. Well, not as far as I know.
No, because she seems to have been a key player.
Oh, she
right at the very
was.
beginning.
She was, right. She was one of those people that would join, and, you know, she was part of it straight away.
Yes.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And, yes, have you got a list of
those were the names. I've taken those
Sorry.
from the minutes. I've got the minutes of the meeting. So there's Les
Palmer,
Bill Lissard,
Bill Lysett, yes. Doreen Burkett, yes, that little Doreen, she was about the same age as me. I think she played the maid in Happiest Days, not the Happiest Days, When We Are Married.
Right.
She played the maid,
Oh.
and I played the daughter of the house, because I'm in that photograph of the
Yes.
that one. Rosemary Marshall. Now, Rosemary was there then, was she, at the very beginning?
Well, she certainly...
Rosemary and Alan, so
Yes.
it's quite possible. Mike Sadgrove, yes. Me, Sheila Davis. Marjorie Wesley, yes. June Allen. Jeanette Kamanazuli and Max Callington,
Yeah.
yes. And then there was Austin Claridge. Did I say that one?
I don't know.
A chap called Austin Claridge. He was definitely in it because he was in that first play.
The RATAE Players were discreet last night in their interpretation of J.B. Priestley's When We Are Married, and their discretion had its reward. The reviewers wrote in such wonderful English, didn't they?
Yes.
The matrimonial gospel was well produced and smacked entertainingly of Priestley's corner-lurking wit. No one added more to the fun than Mr. Austin Claridge as the Yorkshire Argus photographer, who celebrated true to his type before keeping the engagement and arrived merrier than the celebrants. Miss Marjorie Greasley was entertaining as the female dragon whose husband, the Cleckle White Worm, Herbert Soppit, played by Arthur Potterton, turns when a state of non-marriage is declared. Arthur always carried the very first ticket in his wallet.
Did he?
And one evening he produced it to show me. I sort of held it like something very precious, and I photocopied it. So I've actually only got a photocopy, but that's the real...
I mean, you might as well keep all this stuff. It's no good to me now. I mean...
Well, that's very good.
I'm not going to be here for much longer. Come on. I don't think I shall see the 80th one. I didn't think I'd see the 70th. Sorry.
Who directed that first show of When We Were Married then?
When We Were Married, I'm not too sure. Was it Eric?
It was Bill Lysett.
Oh, Bill Lysett.
Oh, no, sorry, I beg your pardon, I'm on the wrong one.
Not When We Are
See
Married.
How They
Yes,
Run.
Bill Lysett did.
Yes. Eric produced the very first play, which was
this is
See
the
How They
first
Run.
one. And this is Austin Claridge, of course.
This is When We're Married.
Yes, sorry, When We Are Married is the very first one,
Was not
the first long one.
No.
See How They Run
Yes.
was, I don't remember See How They Run. I can remember Marjorie standing on a table in one of the plays that
Yes.
was done immediately after Christmas.
Yes.
Now, what that would have been, I don't know.
This is January 50th.
So See How They Run is January.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I don't have a programme for When We're Married, but
Well, When We Are Married, that was 50. That was that was also because I was in that one, and it was my very first one.
Yes.
And I would think that was about the second full-length one. I
Yes.
think they did a shortish one, like a one-act play.
Where did you rehearse?
Well, the first meeting after the St James's plays was Taylor Street, and I think it was Taylor Street Evening Institute.
Yes.
Then I can remember we rehearsed in St Mark's Church Hall.
Yes.
We rehearsed in there for a while.
It's interesting, in the... I brought the minutes of some of the first meetings.
Right.
And the general meeting with everyone together on the 14th of November, when they chose the name RATAE Players, and they chose their first executive committee, which was Eric as chairman,
Right.
and Arthur as treasurer and business manager, Marjorie Greasley, Pat O'Connor, Pat Coleman, and Evelyn Mellor, whom I knew because she was still treasurer.
She was still around when you joined.
Certainly. But it says that the St Mark's rooms were really quite expensive to hire. £2 a week, which was a lot of money. And the treasurer reported that they had a balance of £11, 2 shillings and 5 pence, of which £10 was a loan that had to be repaid. So they actually only possessed £1, 2 shillings and 5
I'm
pence.
sure the subs for that first year would have been very, very minimal.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have been able to afford much at all.
No.
I was just starting to work when I was
Yes.
17, you know.
But I did read that becoming affiliated to the Taylor Street Institute, that Eric and Arthur then received payment as leaders of the Evening Institute
Yes,
class,
I thought it was an evening institute.
and they put that money
They put it
back
into
into
it,
the
didn't they?
society.
Did you say there was Pat Coleman on that list, Adam?
Yes.
I did. Prompter, Patricia Coleman.
Oh, Patricia Coleman.
Because she was the Belgrave girl, and she acted with Carol and Janet Tilley, Janet
Oh.
Green. That group, Pat Coleman worked and went to our
Right.
school eventually.
Because I know
just
there
wondered-
was a Pat. Perhaps it was Pat Connor. Was there a
Mm,
Pat Connor?
Pat O'Connor,
That's the one. I
Yes.
knew there was a man called Pat.
yes. I've always been fascinated by the name Jeanette Kamanzuri.
Yes. Did you ever meet Jeanette?
No.
Now, she was a great friend of Eric's before Eric and I married. I think
Yeah.
Jeanette always thought she might marry Eric. I got
She
in
missed
first.
out.
But she was nice, she was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was very big in the drama group. I'm surprised she didn't stay on. Obviously she didn't. You see, in what year was it? We left 1960.
Yes.
1961. We went abroad.
Ah,
And we, more or less, apart from a couple of years when we came back in between, we were in Africa for 5, came back for 2, and then we were 14 years in Hong Kong. So we missed a big chunk.
Yes.
When yourself, I
Yeah.
don't remember you joining, but you obviously knew Eric, didn't you?
It just so happened that you were home, or he was home, certainly.
Oh,
It was June of '69 when I joined, and there was an open meeting, and Dorian Pollock took me
I can
along.
imagine he came
And he
over
was-
to
he was,
on leave. You know,
yes.
he had to come and recruit new staff.
Yes. So he just happened to be there.
Yes, I see.
But then, of course, it was a long time before we met again. So was it a large membership at the beginning? I mean,
No.
No, you didn't have to vie for parts.
Oh, no. Mind you, they did want you to act, but I don't think I could. I was just a simpering schoolgirl for a time, you know. But Eric was very kind. Well, it couldn't have been Eric, we said, didn't See How They Run. You say it
See
wasn't?
How They Run was Eric.
It was Eric that produced that.
Yes.
So he put me in, so.
And then, I don't know about when we're married. The next programme I got is The Bells Are Ringing. You must have, looking at the records, you must have done a play every 9th week. It
Well,
seemed to come round
yes,
at the
they were
beginning.
seasonal, of course. We
Yes.
would play up until about
Mm.
June, July, well,
Yes.
June, I think. And then we'd have a break for the summer, then
Yes.
start again September.
Yes.
And I think, did we do 2 before Christmas? Have you got that in your record?
Yes,
September and
You-
November, probably. we'd
yes.
do one.
Oh, sometimes
Every
as
2
late as the
months.
middle of December, and then back again. In
I know they used to talk
January.
about 6 weeks for rehearsals.
And was that just 2 nights a week?
2 nights a
2
week,
nights a week.
yes, only 2 nights a week.
6 weeks.
No one bothered to learn the lines until the very last minute,
Oh.
which used to get Eric furious.
I'm sure it did.
He used to say, "Why don't you learn your lines?" And then they're there. "Oh, I will. Next time I come, I'll have them." But yeah, so then we got the co-op, and then we went to the YMCA for a short time, and I think that's about the time that the Co-operative offered it on a permanent basis, provided we put in St Margaret's the St Margaret's Co-operatives, no, RATAE Cooperative Players, that's
Yes.
it. Are you still RATAE Cooperative?
Oh yes.
You've still got the co-op in there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur and Eric directed some very challenging productions.
Oh yes.
You know, I think looking at some of the cast, Admiral Crichton had got 19 in the cast, and The Man Who Came to Dinner got 20 in the cast. I mean, that's,
Yes.
you know, plus your
Yes.
front of house and your backstage, but that's a
yes.
big company.
It was, yes.
You know, to even just to
And
costume all those
we had
people.
some Anne Porter. I always call her Anne.
Yes.
She's Anne Wade. She picked up quite a few trophies, didn't she?
Yes, you did a lot of
acting.
festival work, didn't
Yes, yeah. And of course Scamarelle, I can remember
Yes.
that. I thought that was wonderful, and Arthur was fantastic in
you?
that.
Yes. And Dickie was in that, wasn't he?
Dickie
Richardson.
Richardson, yes,
Yes.
of course, well, Dickie. Almost forgotten about Dickie. Yeah, so many people, you know, that we knew, and because it was part of my life, the drama group, every
Well,
Mondays and Thursdays, wouldn't dream of doing
Yes.
anything else on those nights.
no, I think that's was very
Yes.
much the case.
Yeah,
But you know, to get a play up on the stage in 6 or 7
Yes,
weeks with only
yes.
2 nights a week,
yes.
it was going
It
some,
was good
wasn't it?
going, yes. We had to
And-
work hard.
Yes,
They were
Well, I'm sure-
taskmasters, our producers.
yes. I mean, I never worked for Eric, but I did for Arthur. Yes.
And they were very, very keen on Brian Rick's farces.
Yes.
You know, they always wanted to do farce, and they were good at it, the pair
Yes.
of them, Eric
Yes.
and Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we used to love doing the farces.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a favourite play or a favourite role that you actually...
That I was in, personally, I was in Random Harvest, which I loved,
Right.
and also the Browning version.
Mm.
Those kind of parts I enjoyed. I was the schoolgirl in The Happiest Days of Your
You
Life.
were, yes. I
Forgot
know.
that.
I got a newspaper cutting of that. I wonder,
That's me there as well.
that's in
This Happy Breed.
One Wild Oat.
Oh, is it?
That's
One Wild Oat. Oh my goodness.
Back a bit.
That's the one I was thinking about. That
Oh,
this was in the early days. I can always remember Marjorie being on the table.
so that's Marjorie, is it?
That's Marjorie Greasley on the table.
Right.
She's got a flower in her mouth. And I can remember that so well. And these, I would say, are all the original members.
Right. This is I think, a
High
one-act play
tea,
called
high
High
tea.
Tea.
That's it. I think we did the 3-act,
Mm.
which you're saying is the that one, isn't it?
See how they run.
See How They Run. And then High Tea
Mm.
came in between.
Right.
And then after that, it was When We Are Married. That was the order.
Right. That page needs to move.
Right.
And of course, Bill wrote that one.
Bill Lysett.
Wrote
The Road.
The Road.
He did. I remember that.
So, where's... There you are.
There I am.
The Happiest
Good
Days of
grief.
Your Life.
Yes.
Which we've obviously done several times.
You have.
In the next production of... Because you played Barbara Cahoon the first time,
Yes.
and the next time you played Miss Gossage.
I did. Good Lord. And do you know, I went to a dentist, someone recommended a dentist, and he made me a set of false teeth to fit over my own.
Really?
So that, you know,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I'd forgotten, you know, I'd forgotten that, Adam.
Yeah.
Yes, I had
That's-
these teeth, and They really were. He made these so that they would slide over the top of my own.
Wonderful.
Looking at that, I've got the programme for that. I'm not quite certain which year it was. Around about 1960.
1960.
There's another photograph showing Hopcroft Minor, the schoolboy.
Yes, him.
And yes, that was Jimmy James. That
Jimmy
time.
James, that's right.
Looking at the picture on the second time, it looks for all the world to me like Stuart Cullington, but the programme has a different name, but it looks just like Stuart. We're sort of darting backwards and forwards, aren't we? What year? That's 64, so I have this dated here now.
This one?
To me that looks just like Stuart Cullington.
Yes. Obviously not though. Is that June?
Yes.
Yes. Don't know who that would be, because this is the time when we were away, wasn't it? 1964, did you say?
No, this is when you were Miss Gossage in the
Oh, this is when I was
Yes.
Miss Gossage. Okay.
I think you were. Yes.
And who does it say on there that is him then?
It says it's somebody called Jimmy Vernon.
Jimmy Brown? Don't remember him at all.
No.
But
But
amazing.
yes.
My brother is the Admirable Crichton, I think it was.
Yes.
My brother was involved in that. He was only 9, and Eric's nephew, my brother, and we used to rehearse at the.
What, come across a Bill Cheney, was it?
No, Bill Cheney was his brother.
Oh, his brother.
This one is John Sarson. John Sarson
Oh,
and Glyn Davis. And they were roped in to the Admiral Crichton.
It's quite difficult to say.
It is.
What year
Wild
is that?
Goose
57.
Chase.
It's round about now. Admiral Crichton. There it is. That's the one.
That's the one, yes, that's Jim.
Yes.
So let's have a look and see what he's got down there for the boys. Yes, the two at the bottom there. John Sarson and Glyn Davis. Because I was Sheila Davis.
Yes.
They wanted a 9-year-old boy, and Glyn was 9 at that time.
So he was in.
He was in. He was in.
You're the right age, you've got a part.
Yes, you've got a part. They often talk about it because my brother's in Australia now, but John Sarson I saw only recently at a golden wedding.
Yes.
And he says, "Do you remember when I was in that play, Auntie Sheila?"
Happy talk, keep talking, happy talk.
70 years,
Talk
it's
about
unbelievable.
things you
It is,
want
isn't it?
to do.
I can't believe it myself.
You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna